Hello everyone, welcome back to our open class of April 27, 28, and 29. I'm very glad that you are here. I hope that you had time to work on the activities from last week and it starts. So, we're going to start with a recap from last class just to remember some of the things that we saw. And we talked about shop. We also talked about second condition on the last activities and also material processes. Remember, the vocabulary from the workbook involved things like shopper, department store, cheap, expensive. And second conditional can be used for different things. For example, things in the future that will not happen or things in the present which are impossible. Okay? And finally, we saw some material processes, for example, design, manufacture, deliver, etc. Good? So today's material for the class is going to be Students Book page 96, 97, and you're also going to need your notebook for the very end, okay? Your notebook is going to be useful also for compound nouns, which is going to be one of the topics for today. So make sure that you have it with you because you're going to be taking notes. And the activities for today, it's basically a reading about saving the surf, compound nouns, and learning to get additional information, okay? For today's class, it's going to be really cool because we're going to have everyone participating. So you're going to see the other teachers working and helping us with the class, okay? So, are you ready? Prepare your material, set, and work.
Hello guys, today we're going to check the activities that you saw with teacher Mariana last video. So we're going to start with exercise number 2. Basically you only have to get focused on the vocabulary, in this case about the shopping. So first one is market, okay? You have the first one here, is market. Number 2 we have customer, okay? Number 3 we have expensive, and the opposite number 4, that is cheap. Number 5 we have price. Number 6 shopping mall, and number 7 we have department store, and the last one is spend money. Okay, and let's continue with the exercise number 4, complete using the vowels. Basically teacher Mariana put some images to help to answer this. So in the number 1 we have manufacture. Remember, talking about industry, about the machines, we have manufacture. So for number 2 we have material, the things that you have in the school, maybe a sharpener, colors, pencils. For number 3 we have options, okay, when you have to choose something. For number 4 we have advertise, maybe you can find it in a magazine or in a newspaper. Number 5 we have recycle, when you reuse something. Number 6 throw away, it's basically when you take something up, boop, throw away. And for number 7 we have designed, when you make a logo. Okay guys, let's continue with the next part, that is exercise number 3. Complete the sentences with the correct words. Okay, we are going to read whole the sentence and try to predict the answer. So for example, number 1, when you buy something, you spend money. Okay, for number 2, if you buy something at a low price, then you save money. For number 3, if something is blah blah blah, it is not cheap. Basically, we're talking about the opposite of cheap, that is expensive. Okay, for number 4, a shopper is a, what do you think? Excellent, it's a customer, okay, at a store. For number 5, if you don't like to go out shopping, you can shop online. Okay, number 6, there is usually a lot of shops in a few large of department stores. At a shopping, what do you think? Shopping, what's next? Mall. Okay, and the last one, if something is not for sale, that means that you can buy it. Okay, basically you only have to read the sentence and you can answer it easily. Okay, and finally guys, we just arrived to the homework. Okay, workbook page 87, exercise 6 to 7. Okay, so number 6, you have here the answer. Choose the correct words to complete the sentences. You basically have to read the sentence and the option, and you can find the answer. Okay, so in number 1 it says you should blah 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 those shoes. Okay, basically the correct option is throw away, because maybe you are talking about old shoes, so throw away something that is correct. Okay, and you can check your answers. Okay, you can pause the video and copy the answer or try to do it by yourself. okay? Because if you practice, you're gonna get a 10 in exam, okay? So let's continue with the next part. Okay guys, for the activity number 7, we basically have a conversation right here, where the tip is to try to identify the keywords in the sentence to predict the answer, okay? So basically we have the conversation, okay, the speaker A, where it says, the first question, it says, wow, that's a beautiful bag. Do you know who is the keyword? Who designed it? You basically are asking for someone who designed this bag. In this case, we go to letter D, that it says all of the items are made by a local artist. Okay, local artist, who local artist. Here's the keyword. So it's letter D. Let's continue with number 2. What material is that? Okay, what material? Okay, we are asking about the material. So if you look at your answers, you have here, letter B, is made from a recycled silk. Okay, made from recycled silk. Okay, you can stay here, that is a material. You can know that is a material. So let's continue with number 3. Okay, blah blah blah. That's interesting. Okay, how much is it? They're asking for a cost. So you can go back to your answer. Okay, the correct option is F. I can sell it to you for 125. Okay, question, cost, answer. Okay, key option. Okay, number 4. Do you have any less expensive option? Okay, basically they're asking for something cheaper. So if you go to letter C, you can pick from any of these small boxes here. They are all dollars in this case. So you have the question here, you have the question keyword less expensive, and it's here the option. Okay, the $80. And that's it for all the continued question. You can check your answer, you can practice. We finish. Okay, continue practicing your home. Don't worry if you get a bad score. Basically you only have to practice, and maybe you're going to prove your skills in English. So don't worry. See you in the next class.
Okay guys, now we're going to see compound nouns. And to refresh your memory about the topic, I'm going to start by showing you some images, and I want you to think about the name of each object. So first we have this one, that is a printed publication that contains news. So your answer should be newspaper. Now in this one, I want you to look at this, not this. So you can see it. You might be able to see it if you wake up before 7 or even at 7. And it is sunrise. Now this one that, well, is where you can relax, think, and even exercise. And it is a swimming pool. Finally, we have this one that who wouldn't want to eat some with this weather? And the answer is ice cream. As you could see, compound nouns are more common than what you think, and I'm sure you have heard a lot of this before. But now, what are compound nouns? Well, they can be two words joined to make one word, like for example, grandmother, earrings, or classmate. If you look at the word earrings, you can see that there are two words. The first one, ear, as you may know is a part of the body, and the second one, rings, that is a type of jewelry. However, if you put them together, they make a new word with a different meaning, in this case, earrings. We also have the word classmate with the first word that is class, as the one you're taking right now, and mate as a partner. However, compound nouns can also be two words used together to name one thing. For example, alarm clock and bus stop. We can use one same word to make different compound nouns, like for example, whiteboard and blackboard, sunrise and sunset, and bedroom and bathroom. For example, here the word that is repeated is sun, and the meaning of the word will depend on the second word, in this case rise, and set. Okay guys, please open your student's book on page 96, exercise 1. The instructions say, match the words to make compound nouns. Use your dictionary if necessary. So I'm going to give you some tips for the activity, and the first one says, start by answering the questions you are sure of. There are a few that are kind of obvious, so you can start with those ones. Then, delete the options that don't fit with a word. For example, with the word shopping, Shopping pollution doesn't really make sense, so we're going to cross it. Shopping forest doesn't make sense too, so we're going to cross it. Shopping bags, it does make sense, so we're not going to cross it. Shopping program neither makes sense, so we're going to cross that one. And shopping life, not really. So your answer should be shopping bags. Then after you finish, you have to read the compound nouns and see if they make sense. Now we're gonna go with exercise 3 and the instruction set. Complete the sentences with the compound nouns from activity 1. The tips for the activity are: read the questions and the options before answering. Cross out the options that don't fit on the sentence. So it is very important that you make sure that your answers from the last exercise are correct. As you can see, the instruction set, use your dictionary if necessary. So, because you're going to need it in this exercise. So, for example, a word that we got from the last exercise is shopping bags. Now, you want to read the sentences and see where it fits better. For example, number 1 says, many supermarkets make shoppers pay for plastic shopping bags. It makes sense, so we're not going to cross it. Now, if you read the second sentence, it says, plastic bags can end up in the ocean and hurt shopping bags. It doesn't make sense, so we're going to cross it. Now, if you read sentence 3, 4, and 5, you'll see that this word don't fit in those sentences. That it doesn't fit in those sentences. So the answer should be in the first sentence, many supermarkets make shopper pay for plastic shopping bags. Okay guys, now for exercise 4, you're going to read the article from page 97 and you're going to try to identify the compound nouns that are found there. So pause the video and take a few minutes to look for them. Okay guys, now we're going to look at the words that can be found on the article, and these ones are surfboards, fishnets, skateboards, fishing boats, and fishermen. Now, do you know what they mean? I'm going to show you some images, and according to what you read and the pictures I'm going to show you, I want you to try to think about the meaning of each word. So here are the pictures. Now it is easier to understand the meaning of a compound noun by looking at the words that form it. For example, in fishing boat, we know what fishing means and also what boat means. So we can deduce that it is a boat or a ship used to catch fish in the sea. You can try doing this with the other words, with other compound nouns to understand their meaning.
Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're fine. It's teacher Dani, and today I'm gonna be here working with you. We're doing a reading activity, and you just need your student book. On page 97. Okay, we're reading this article that's called Saving the Surf. I need you to observe the picture that we have over there. We could see and skateboards, we have some rocks, and we also have the sea. But we have a sentence over there that it says, one of Boris' skateboards on top of the kind of fishnet it's made out of. Do you remember what's made out of? Yeah, it's like made out of wood, made out of plastic. Basically, it's the material of the product, okay? We're doing exercise number 5. I'm gonna read you the instruction first. It says, read the article. Choose the correct option to complete each sentence. I'm gonna give you some tips so it could be easier to you to answer this exercise. The first one is that you need to do an scamming. I don't know if you remember, but it's like to do a quick reading and you just need to see look for the main ideas. If it's easier for you, you could also underline them, and also you could underline the compound words. So I'm gonna give you some time, like you could pause the video while you are reading this article, okay? So we're moving to the exercise. I'm just gonna help you with number 1. And it says, Nippers and Stover enjoy. You have 2 options, surfing and fishing. What do you think is the correct one? Yeah, it's surfing, okay? So we are moving to exercise number 6. That it said, read the article again, answer the questions. Some tips that I could give to you here is to, first of all, you need to read the questions. So you could have like an idea of what are you looking for, okay? Like some keywords. And then you're gonna scan. You don't need to read all the article again, okay? You just need to look for the keywords. Remember that. So I'm gonna put you the reading, this article. So you could pause the video here so you can answer the questions. The first question, it says, what did Nippers and Stover find in the ocean? The answer would be plastic and trash. Question number 4. It says, why do fishermen throw their old nets into the sea? Do you have the answer? Yeah, it's because there is no other place to get rid of them, okay? Question number 2. It says, who's Kevin? Did you remember who's Kevin? Yeah, Keepers and Stover's business partner, okay? Question number 5. It says, in which countries can you find a burrito board in a shop? Yeah, in the US, Chile, Japan, and Switzerland. And the third question, the last one but not least, is where does the name of their company come from? The answer is, yeah, it means a wave in a native Chilean language, okay? Good job. We're moving from activity. We're doing right now activity number 7. I'm gonna read first the instruction and then I'm gonna explain you some things you need to know, okay? It says, read the tip, then read the first paragraph of the article. Say what each pronoun refers to. Do you remember what's a pronoun? No? Okay. A pronoun is a word that it's used in a place of a noun or a noun phrase that has already been used. Sorry. I have some examples over here and I'm gonna read them. There it says, Ben and Dave are from the US, but Ben and Dave live in Chile. If you could see, we are repeating the name twice on that sentence, so it sounds like kind of weird. So here we are gonna put a pronoun, okay? So it would be like, Ben and Dave are from the US, but we are not putting the name again, but we are putting the pronoun. And this time we're using they. So the sentence would be, Ben and Dave are from US, but they live in Chile. When we are saying they, we are referring to these two guys, okay? Another example that we have is, I have a new skateboard. It was made in Chile. The pronoun it, we're using it to talk about the new skateboard. And the other example I have is, Ben and Dave sell skateboards. For them is a perfect job. If you could see over here, the pronoun them is referring also to these two guys, okay? So please read the paragraph and then answer the 4 questions, please. Okay, this is uh, all the activity. I hope you have a great quarantine. Please take care and work a lot. So thank you guys for paying me attention. Goodbye.
Okay. Hi kids. Now let's continue on exercise number 8 and 9. I need your books. Open on page 97 and let's continue. First of all, I need your attention. Okay, so if you have your phone or something that distracts you, just put it away for a minute and let's continue. Okay, on your page 97, you have a lecture called Saving the Surf. I'm going to read for you, but as soon as I finish, I want you to pause the video and read it by yourself so you can understand it better, okay? Now, I'm going to start. Saving the Surf. Ben Nippers and Dave Stover love the ocean, and they love it most of all when they're on their surfboards. For them, there's nothing better than a day out on the waves. Unfortunately, when they go surfing, they often find lots of trash, plastic bags, bottles, and boxes, and also all fish nets. And of course, this makes them unhappy, but they know that if you just complain, the world won't change on its own, so they decided to take action. Ben and Dave got together with a friend who also loves the ocean and surfing, Kevin Ahern. They started the business in Chile, one of their favorite surfing destinations. They named their company Burio, which means the waves in a native Chilean language, and it designs, produces, and sells skateboards. What's the connection between skateboards and plastic garbage in the ocean? Fish nets are made of plastic. When workers on fishing boats need to throw away old or damaged nets, they usually just drop them into the sea. It's easy to do and there's no easy way to get rid of them, until now. Burio has set up a fish net recycling program that makes it easy to get rid of old nets, instead of throwing them out of the boat and into the water. Fishermen can leave their old nets at Burio's recycling centers. This is almost as easy as throwing them into the sea, and the local fishermen are happy to help clean up the ocean. Burio has a factory in Chile which turns the old nets into plastic material to make skateboards. If Burio wasn't doing this work, tons of old fish nets will end up in the water as pollution. The company turns plastic garbage into something people want to buy. Burio sells its boards over the internet and also delivers them to shops in the US, Chile, Japan, and Switzerland. Skaters everywhere love this not only because they're great skateboards, but also because they know that Burio is cleaning up the ocean, one old fish net at a time. And in the middle, we have a little fun fact. Who invented the skateboard? The first skateboards appeared in the 1940s, probably in Paris. A woman named Betty Mackinson reported seeing French children riding them in 1944. When she was working there, they made them by putting wheels on the bottom of old pieces of wood. Okay, that was interesting. I didn't know that. Okay, now you read it, pause the video, and whenever you're ready or you're finished, click play again. So we move on to exercise 8. Exercise 8. Critical thinking identifies supporting information. Underline the supporting information in the sentence. Writers can add specific information to make their text clearer and more interesting to read. Supporting information shows why certain facts are true or important. So, I'm going to read the 3 sentences, and then we're going to try to identify which is the specific information that the writer added, okay? Now, sentence number 1. They often find lots of trash, plastic bags, bottles, and boxes, and old fish nets. Number 2. They started a business in Chile, one of their favorite surfing destinations. Number 3. They named their company Burio, which means the waves, in a native Chilean language. Okay, so in sentence number 1, when you read on the text, they say they often find lots of trash in the sea. So you already know that they find trash a lot, as the writer expressed it. So when they say plastic bags, bottles and boxes, and old fish nets, that's more information that adds to the original idea that was they often find lots of trash. So that makes their point or text clearer, that they do find a lot of trash. They find plastic bags, they find bottles, they find boxes, and old fish nets. And well, that will be the extra information in the sentence number 1. So just underline it, and in a minute I will put the picture of the underlined answers. So sentence number 2. Well, they started a business in Chile. Now you know that they started a business in Chile. Why? Because it is one of their favorite surfing destinations. So now you know more information of, you can say, the background of why they started the business in Chile. Okay, so that makes it clear why in Chile and not why in Hawaii or in anywhere else. And number 3, they named their company Burio. Burio. What does Burio means? Okay, so then they told you, which means the waves in a native Chilean language. Okay, so they give you that they named their company Burio. And then they add information that which means the waves in a native Chilean language. So now you can understand why they named their company Burio. Okay, now let's put the answers. Okay, there you go. So underline them in your book, and because you will use this in exercise number 9. Okay, and done. You can pause the video and then you can continue. So, exercise 9. Match the sentence in activity 8 with a reason. A to C. ABC. Why the extra information was given. Okay. A. Says why someone made a certain choice. Letter B. Explains the meaning of an unfamiliar word. Letter C. Gives specific examples of a more general word. Okay. Now, I need you to do this by yourselves. So pause the video, answer it, and whenever you finish, you can click play again, okay? Go ahead, put pause. Well, I assume that you already click on pause and you answered your book, so now let's check the answers. Now, in letter B, says why someone made a certain choice, and we match it with sentence number 2. They started a business in Chile, one of their favorite surfing destinations. Okay? This explained to us why they started their business in Chile, because it's one of their favorite surfing destinations. Okay? Letter B. Explains the meaning of an unfamiliar word. Now, we are familiar of a lot of words, but not this one because this is a native Chilean language. Okay, so burio, it's an unfamiliar word, and they explain you what it means, so that will be letter B. Explains the meaning of an unfamiliar word. They named their company Burio, which means the waves, in a native Chilean language. Okay, and finally letter C, the most difficult one. Gives specific examples of a more general word. They often find lots of trash, like plastic bags, bottles, and boxes, and old fish nets. Okay, so they give you examples of the word trash, which will be plastic bags, bottles, boxes, etc. Okay, well, that was it. That was exercise 8 and 9, and we'll see you at the next class. Well, we just continue the class, and well, take care, stay home, and be safe. See you.
So I hope you had a really good learning today. I know we saw many different things, and I'm really glad that you guys are participating. This is going to be today's homework. And you're going to draw a flower or a sun, and you're going to draw 5 different rays, okay? Like 5 different sections of it. This is going to be basically to prove that you understood the reading, okay? It's comprehension exercise. So the main topic was burro, okay? And you can answer to different WH questions. We already know them, right? When, what, who, how, why, and where. If we want to be more specific, I can grade the questions for you. I'm not going to grade any question for when, but I'm going to grade a question for what? For who, sorry. Who started burro? Who started it? If you understood the text, maybe you can answer it. If not, the tip is to scan or skim, okay? Why did they start the company? What does the company do? Ooh, where is the company? And finally, how is it successful? So that is your homework. Write the WA questions with the sun, with a flower, with whatever you want. Read the text if you need to read it again and answer to them. Okay? Thank you for your time. Thank you for your effort. I'll see you on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. So have an amazing day. Bye.